Hey, what is up, docs? Ryan G here, and got baby Clover. Say hi. Going on our walk, morning walk, and we've got a tropical storm that's coming, Tropical Storm Debbie, and people are calling it Little Debbie. So yesterday we noticed that we had several people contacting us, and they're like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it to my appointment because I've got to get ready for this storm. So my wife tells me this, and my response was amateur, right? And then my wife, she's in Canada right now. She goes, are you doing anything to prepare for this storm? I said, of course not. It's a tropical storm. Like, I've lived in Florida for 23 years. You know how many tropical storms I've been through? You know how many hurricanes, like category 5, category 3, 4 hurricanes I've been through? It's a lot. So no, I'm not doing anything for this because I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. But I do remember the first tropical storm I went through, I was like stressed. I was praying over the trees in my front yard. I had 3 big oak trees. I was like, please, God, don't let these fall on my house. Because I was all stressed and I didn't understand what was really going to happen. This is why it's important to have somebody on your team or somebody that has experience that can kind of read the tea leaves, per se, and give insight into what you can actually expect. So I was talking to a potential chiropractor, and he shared with me that his current media buyer really sucks. And he said, we're getting really bad results, ads are not working. And I said, ads are not working. What part of the ads are not working? And he said, well, I don't know what you mean by that question. All of it, none of it's working. We're not getting good leads, we're not getting new appointments. And I said, okay, interesting. Can I look at the data? So I have a spreadsheet that I created that kind of analyzes this stuff really fast and easy. So I just started plugging in the information into the spreadsheet. And then I explained it to this doc. And I said, doc, look at this. I said, your ads are actually crushing it. So if we look at on Facebook, the amount of impressions that you're getting. So the amount of impressions are the amount of people that have seen your ad. And then the click-through rate is the amount of people who actually clicked on the ad because they are interested and they wanted to see what that next step is. So there's obviously interest and desire there. I said, your CPC, your cost per click is pretty low. Your click-through rate is very high. So I said, the ads are actually really crushing it. But I said, now let's go look at the next step. Let's look at the landing page. So show me that page. So we started looking at the stats of the landing page. And I said, here's the total amount of people who have visited this landing page. And it was 5,000 or something. So 5,000 people came here. And I said, this next number is the total amount of people that filled out the form and said, hey, I am interested in scheduling this exam. Contact me to schedule an appointment. So I said, that number is actually pretty good. It's converting at 4% and normal is 2%. The landing page is actually working pretty well. And I can see here that you've got lots of leads that came in, but now the next portion of the equation here is what your office is doing. So I said, how many of these leads are you guys actually able to speak to on the phone? And he said, well, very few, only, it's a very, very small number. And I said, okay, interesting. So tell me, when you get a new lead in, what do you guys do? What's your normal process? And he said, well, usually we'll call them. And I said, when do you call them? And he said, usually within 2 days. And I said, well, that's your problem. You've got leads coming in. These are people who clearly have a problem. They have chronic pain. We'll just use neuropathy for an example. They have chronic nerve pain. They're looking for a solution. They filled out the form and then they're hot, they're ready, and they're interested in your exam. They already know how much the exam is. They're trying to schedule it, and you waited 48 hours to respond to them to actually schedule that appointment. Just imagine if you called the business and they waited 2 days to contact you back. Would you even remember who you called? Probably not. Would you still have the same emotional, desire to do the thing after 2 days? Probably not. It's probably died down quite a bit. You've probably thought it through, maybe changed your mind. More likely though, you've probably called a competitor. That's what I do. So when I'm hiring a local business or whatever, or looking for a chiropractor, dude, I'm not calling just one. I'll go to a site and if they have me fill out a form, I fill out the form and boom, I go to their competitor. And then that they say, hey, send us a text, boom, send them a text. And I do that to 5 or 6. Whoever contacts me first, schedules the appointment, that's the person that I'm going with. Because I know many local businesses just really struggle with actually doing what they say they're going to do. And I don't have time to wait. I'm not going to call just one. Your prospective patients are not just calling you. They're calling all your competitors, and it's a race to see who can get things done the fastest and the most efficient. So as I'm explaining this to this doc, he kind of had a light bulb moment and realized the ads actually are working. The landing page is actually converting. The problem is not the ad company that he's currently using. The problem is actually his staff. His staff is mishandling these leads and therefore causing him to waste a bunch of money. Because he doesn't understand how to read the tea leaves or read the data, potentially going to make a decision to fire this media buyer, this ads company, when they're actually doing a pretty good job. It's his staff that sucks. Does that make sense? It's important that you guys understand how to read the data, understand what you're looking at before you make really big decisions. Just like this hurricane, which is not a hurricane, it's a tropical storm. It's not going to be that big of a deal, but newbies who have just moved to Florida are freaking out because this is the first tropical storm they've ever been in. And they're all nervous and stressed out. And people like me, literally my only concern is, am I going to lose internet? Because if I lose internet, then I have to stop working, which is annoying. But then I'll just read books or something. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. Docs, if you're a chiropractor who wants to attract more new patients, send me a text. My number is 813-789-9868. That's 813-789-9868. We'll jump on Zoom. I'll kind of learn more about what you guys are doing, what's working, what's not working, and see if potentially we can help you. And then we'll go from there. So shoot me a text. We'll talk soon. And until next time, keep moving forward.